Yes, welcome to leggy time on the Critter Cam. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much. Hang on, just heckin' slightly by with the settings for the closed captions. Just because I want to make sure that they stay on the screen a little bit longer. Okay, let's see how that does. And if I have to play with it during stream, I have to play with it during stream. Hello! Welcome, everybody. Oh, goodness, things happened while I wasn't looking. Moonspin. Words. Okay. I'd like to see you catch up with that. First of all, Moon spun the wheel, so we're going to spin the wheel. Story Stitcher, thank you so much for the resub. A 3-month sub. Amazing. I'm so happy. That's a whole quarter. I'm so happy to have you around. You're just such a great part of the community. And I always love seeing what you're working on in the Discord. Juana says, hi. Hello. Toot says, thank you for the sub. Vampazza says, hi. Moon says, hi. Hello, everyone. Charles says, hi. Welcome back. Okay. Yay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. So, I am attempting to have live captions going on. I'm not 100% sure how they're going to work out, and I'm going to try not to heck with them too much during stream because I will just get completely squirreled. But if you do have any feedback about them, please drop it in the Discord after the stream so I can continue to improve. We got some people over on YouTube. Hello, Kasha. Hello, Polly. Welcome in, everybody. It's going to be such a lovely, lovely, chill Friday evening. I don't know about where you guys are, but it is so hot here. It is currently 26 degrees Celsius inside our condo. Inside. And like 60% humidity. The humidity is way too high, basically. So Toot and I are both kind of just puddles in our chairs right now. It's hot where you are too, Vampazza. Yeah. And we've got a storm system moving through, so it's like hot and humid and muggy and perfect migraine territory. So yeah. Story Stitcher says they're very tired, not going to be able to stay long. Absolutely. I know it's super late for you. Go to bed whenever you need. I'm always happy to see you. There's never any obligation to stay for the whole stream. Yeah. I love knowing that you're enjoying the streams. That's what's important to me. Okay, so let's do that spin for Moon. Pal has come out to play, and she's just going to be very cute. Oh, you needed to come in for the resub? Oh, thank you. That makes me so happy. That really does. Okay, so we're switching over to the wheel. We're spinning the wheel this evening. The wheel spins will come up every 15 minutes, I believe, and you can make me change projects. I have all of my projects out here in front of me, so I can grab everything that's on the wheel. But let's go through the wheel. So we have the Spooktacular Sampler, which is what I was working on earlier. We've got the Deadly Aquarium Sal. We've got Those Who Wait, which has gotten a little bit more work. So those are my 3 active cross-stitch whips. I have a knitting whip. Very excited. This is the Usagi sweater. It's also on the wheel. It's looking so pretty. And I'll talk more about my knitting stuff later. And then we also have a new possible start for knitting if that pops up. But you can see it's a tiny sliver. So let's spin and see what we're going to be working on for the next little bit. Oh, it almost went right for that new start. All right. We have a wiener. So let me just switch us back over here. All right, so we're going to be working on the Usagi sweater for a little bit. Now, you guys, if you know me, you know I am super duper into cross stitch right now. Polly says, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner, lace sweater, more like. So I'm super into cross stitch right now, but I have been knitting for a really long time. But I was finding that I was getting really bad hand tremors, especially when I was working on things like mittens and socks and smaller things like that. So I stopped knitting because I got into cross stitch, and then I kind of didn't go back to knitting because whenever I tried, it was either painful or stress on my hands or something like that. So I was talking to a knitting friend, and someone had recommended to them pit knitting as a way of taking pressure off the hands. So I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. I was like, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. The owner of the local yarn store that I frequented when I was first learning to knit was a big proponent of pit knitting. It was her preferred style. She was incredibly fast at it, and she knit pretty much everything flat, using the old style of knitting. So it's like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I have some straight needles, and I have been finding that it actually has been really helping me. I've been doing a little bit of science the last few days. So I recast on this sleeve. It was written to be in the round, but I just did it flat, so there's not much you do to change it to be flat other than add 2 stitches for the selvage. And so selvage is when you slip the first stitch, so you get like this nice even. I don't know how well you guys can see that. So this is the selvage edge. So you get this nice even edge for when you're sewing it together. So you add a couple of stitches so that you can get that in there. Doon, 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 doon. Oh, heck. Okay. Why are we not showing me chat? Hello? I would like to look at chat, please. Oh, heck. One moment. Is the caption still working? Yes. Can I now see chat? Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Toot said DH can't see us. Time for chaos. No, I can see you. I can see you. Now I can see you. All right. So anyway, Moon was saying, so happy it helps. And yes, I have found that using the straight needle has really helped. So I'm still playing around with it. So this is going to be a little bit more informational than me actually getting stuff done. But so with straight needles, there are a couple things. So most people advise you to use circular needles even when you're doing flat knitting, just because they're a little bit more versatile. However, there are certain things that you can do with straight needles that you can't do with circulars. And the old Scottish knitters, like in the Shetlands and the Aran Islands, and the little tiny islands off the coast of Scotland that didn't learn how to speak English until 30 years ago, those places, those knitters always used straight needles. And a couple of the adjustments that they would do would be to take this needle, the working needle, and brace it somehow so that they don't actually have to touch this needle except to kind of guide it into position. And obviously, if I'm not gripping this needle, I'm not getting the hand tremors and I'm not getting the pain because I'm not really using this hand much at all. So traditionally pit knitting, and you can't really see this on the camera just because of the angle, but you would take one end of your straight needle and tuck it into your armpit, thus pit knitting. But for me, but you, why are you not doing this? Heck? Okay. But for me, the distance from my underarm to the front of my body is quite large because I am a quite large person. So if I do the pit knitting enough that this is securely braced, you can see I'm kind of like I'm T-Rexing. Charles says, you learned to knit with a knitting belt and still kind of act like you've got one. Switching to circulars was pretty hard. Yeah, I'm doing the I'm kind of doing the opposite now. So belt knitting, you would have a belt, a specially designed belt that has a series of small holes in it. So the belt would sit just about here, and then you would just ka-trunk the knitting needle into the belt like that, and then it sticks out like this so you can knit, and then you would move the belt around, adjust it as needed so that you get the right angle. So that's definitely an option. However, I don't have a knitting belt. And if I really wanted to make one, I'd have to kind of learn how to do leather working, and I'm not really into that. I don't want to pick up another hobby. So the third option is what's called a knitting sheath. And it's basically, it was really hard to find a modern example or one that was actually in use. But basically it's like this, it's a round thing that you stick into your belt, and then you stick the end of your knitting needle into it to basically extend the length of your knitting needle. And then you would move the needle as needed. And the ones that I did see in use, they kept the needle quite close to the body like this. I'm trying to show you guys. So it looked very comfortable actually. So the modern ones I've seen actually look like big metal boba straws. And I have some some disposable boba straws from the last boba run that we did. So I'm going to try and make a knitting sheath out of a boba straw and do some experiments with that. Story Stitcher says, one lady at my knitting group does pit knitting with very specific length of needles. She has some kind of hand illness, so pit knitting is better for her. Absolutely. And pit knitting is actually, it's possible to do it one-handed. Like you don't, I use both hands even when I'm doing a supported knitting style. Also Bella's here. But you don't have to. Like you can do it with just one hand. And Charles says, yeah, outgrowing the belt is why I stopped knitting that way. Yeah, they're hard to come by. So I think a knitting sheath would be the best option for me. And I can, like I said, I can probably make one out of a boba straw. So that's the arts and crafts project for this weekend, is making a boba straw knitting sheath. And loving Bella. Oh my god, loving Bella. Bella. Toot says she was fast asleep until 2 minutes before stream started. Yeah, that tracks. Bella, you love being a star, don't you? Stream is loving Bella time. No, Bella. We're not going to get tangled up in the yarn. So this is the Usagi sweater. It's from a non-binary designer named Harper B. It is a really cute sweater that is based on the design of Sailor Moon's bedsheets, which is, I love that detail. Okay, Bella, I know you love your Auntie Moon, but let's not switch the keyboard into French. Okay. So it's got this it's a really beautiful drop shoulder pullover with sort of a sheer V-neck done with mohair, and then there's this lace detail that goes down the sleeves, and it's supposed to go up and down the back and front of the pullover as well. However, I am swapping out the lace on the body for a colorwork design, which I was originally going to do as Intarsia, and then I changed my mind and decided I was going to do it as duplicate stitch. But if I do continue using the straight needles with a supported knitting style, which so far I'm really enjoying, it's been really comfortable for me, and I don't know, I've just been really enjoying it the last few days that I've been doing my knitting science. I might do it as Intarsia instead. No, we don't. We don't need the cross stitch, baby. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about experimenting with the knitting sheath. Honestly, so if you Google them, you can find a lot of pictures and articles about the antique knitting sheaths, and like what they look like and everything, but it's very hard to find a resource for how they looked well in use. But I did manage to find a couple of really good YouTube videos, but like only a couple. So it's really interesting. But even without the supported knitting, because I use my stomach as an extra appendage most of the time, I can kind of rest the needle on my belly, which helps with the amount of grip that is needed. Whereas with straight circular needles or DPNs, I would be, of course, supporting all of the weight of the needle itself in my hand. So we'll see when this gets longer, because Story Stitcher did bring up a good point in that one of the reasons people often switch away from straight knitting is that the weight of the piece can become quite a lot, because if you're holding eyeballs. So if I were holding this, but this was an entire sleeve, that would be quite heavy. And with circular needles, some of that weight is taken on by the cord. So it's less weight on your hands and your wrists. So we'll see. It's going to be a bit of a change off. So it's all about the science, but I have gotten so much done on the sleeve. And like I cast this on like 2 days ago. And I've just been grooving along. And I think part of the reason that I'm not experiencing as many hand tremors is because when I am switching between stitches, I hold both of them in this hand. And I do that. I kind of switch off hands, which one is holding the needles. Story Stitches says, also the cord can rest on a table or blanket, but the straights need to be free. Absolutely. And I don't know how much of that will be mitigated by the fact that a lot of the weight of the project will be resting on my stomach. Because I knit, like, this is my usual knitting posture. My back is straight. I'm not, like, slumped back in my chair. My belly is just quite large. So, it's very handy. Hi, Orchid, welcome. You accidentally pulled up YouTube first and there was confusion. Same bat content, different bat channel, I guess. There are currently 2 cats who want to cuddle me. And they are having a staring contest, and I think Bella just blinked first. Well, I'm so glad you could hop in, Orchid. And thank you. Yes, I am trying out a new subtitle software or program because the one I was using last year closed down in October. And I don't know if you guys can just barely see Early right here. Little Early Snoot. There she is. Hello. Yeah, Orchid says I can't hear without my eyes. A lot of people are the same way. I mean, Toot's the same way. And I should have gotten the subtitles back a lot sooner than I have. So I'm glad I was able to find a good outside captioner. And thank you, Orchid, for the spin. Let's do a little bit of chaos. I've got like 10 stitches left in this row, so I'm just gonna finish this off. Early, do you want to spin the wheel? And thank you for the hydrate, too. Also, I think the girls are absolutely adoring this project. The girls meaning the cats. Because it is 100% merino, which I don't usually work with wool. I usually work with acrylic. But this is a special exception. And the wool is lovely and soft and springy. And it's this beautiful petrol blue color. They're infusing it with kitty love. Exactly. So yeah, one last look before I set it down. So this is the Usagi pullover, one of the sleeves. All right, let's see if I can spin the wheel without breaking the captions this time. So first we're going to... I'm like talking myself through it. Orchid, your cross stitch order is going to be here in 30 minutes. Oh, that's amazing. What did you get? What did you get? Please share. I'm so excited for you. Did I actually switch that? Yes, I did. Okay. All right. Spinning the wheel. We are going to be working on the Spooktacular Sampler. All right. Orchid says this applies for the Surcat pattern you won from the giveaway. Awesome. That's such a cute little pattern. It's going to be so good. Vampaza, the new start is I'm going to try and knit a hat. It's over here. Just switch the scene back. I have this kind of chaos ball of yarn. I know the colors are great. I'm going to start a little hat out of it. And Story says, why does the Spirit City thunder sound exactly like my boyfriend opening the sliding door of his office? Yeah, I know. Sometimes like I'll be, because I leave Spirit City going in the background a lot, and I'll turn off the music, but I'll leave the sound effects on. And then it's like, why does this YouTube video randomly have thunder? Oh, right. I have ambiance. We do have changed the vibe up as a redeem. So you can change the Spirit City vibes if you want us to do something else. Another activity, change out the companion, change the soundscape or the time of day, anything like that. So this is my favorite genre of cross-stitch pattern, sampler with a twist. Hi Earls. Aha. Did I break I broke the cap. Okay. So pulling up the wheel breaks the captioning. I just have to remember that. So this is a pattern. I actually got it out of a magazine. If you guys use your local library's digital services, check out their magazine collection, because there's a pretty good chance you'll have access to at least 1 or 2 cross-stitch magazines, which come out monthly and are full of patterns. So that's a great way to get free patterns in a bunch of different styles. So this one is from Just Cross Stitch magazine, the Halloween special from 2022, I believe. It's really cute. The part up here, it's got the alphabets, and then this is a row of pumpkins, and then there's more alphabets, and then there's a little tiny spider hanging off the sea. And then at the bottom, there's like a poem about autumn. So I really love this piece. I'm excited to get back to it. Thank you for the lyric, Polly. Orchid says, I ordered some cross-stitch books and magazines from your library yesterday. Awesome. Yeah, the local library is such a good resource. And Juana says, yay, library. I can recommend. I'm a librarian. Awesome. We stand librarians. Toot was almost a librarian back in the day. Oops. Just stabbed under my fingernail. Toot says, then I defected to Canada. Yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. Orchid says, I wanted to work at my library, but they only do volunteer-based work, and they don't need any more volunteers. Oh, that's too bad. But yeah, that's Toot was up for a library job at a library near her and didn't get it. And if she had gotten it, she probably wouldn't have come up to Canada to marry me. So I'm kind of glad she's not a librarian. Benpazza says, my deadly aquarium fabric just shipped. Awesome. I'm so excited for you. I've been having so much fun working on Deadly Aquarium. I'm in like the bottom right-hand corner, which has a knot apparently, which has one of the little seagulls, which is what I'm going to be working on next, I think. I've got it. I'm doing the ground under him and then... And yes, Moon. Good question. What kind of fabric did you get for the Sal? I went with a 14 count Amazon Ada in light green. I think, Moon, you're using 14 count Zweigart, right? Yes, 14 count medium green Aida from Aida from Zweigart. Nice. I love that the caption spelled Zweigart, right? Okay, the first time it did anyways. I must be pronouncing it right then. Vampazza is getting a hand-dyed fabric off of Etsy. Tried finding the name, but the listing was taken down by the missing stitches. I love the look of hand-dyed fabric, but I fear that would be a deep and dangerous rabbit hole. But yes, please absolutely share with us when you get it, because I'd love to see the pictures. Yes, Orchid, there is actually like quite a bit of debate as to how it's pronounced. I watched an interesting video from Cross Stitch the Globe on sort of why different cross stitch fabrics are called what they're called. And Ada is the combination of two place names. Can I remember what the two place names are? No. So there isn't really like an official pronunciation. Some do Ada, some do Ida. And then apparently Americans tend to use the Aida pronunciation. Like the opera. I just say Ada. Say Aida like Awooga. Aida. It's your first hand-dyed and the first 28 count. Awesome. Are you going to do it over 1 or over 2? I just started getting into higher count fabrics. I still don't know if I'd go anything higher than like 18 count or 36 count over 2. Because it was getting awful crowded. So Orchid, so you can see, you see how like the cross stitch fabric is these little boxes, right? So over 1 means that you're doing 1 stitch is 1 box. Over 2 would be 1 stitch is over 2 boxes. Well, really 4 boxes, but like a 2x2 square. So if you get really high count linen or fabric, like a 28 count over 2, your stitches would be the same size as a 14 count over 1, because it's just half the count. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Yes, fractions. Story Teacher says, when I first Googled Ada, I was confused because I only got cruise-related ship stuff. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if there's a different local word for it. Or like a translation that I'm not aware of. Also, you guys can see we have an early. So I rearranged my desk recently. And I cleared off this like kind of strip of desk between myself and my keyboard so that I'd have like a working area so I could, you know, put my work down, put my notebook down, that kind of thing. It's and Early has decided that this strip of desk is her new favorite spot in the house, which is super adorable. But also, I kind of wanted to use that space for other stuff. But no, there is only Earls. In German, it's also Aida, spelled like the opera. Okay. However, Early is also good with me resting a Q-snap on her, so... Pampazza says your cats are adorable. Love that they just chill with you. I know, we have good babies. We have good babies. Binks is the tiniest black cat. She's working on it. She's learning how to cuddle. She'll come and she'll lay on you for about 30 seconds and then be like, did I do it? Did I do it good? Was that it? Did I do it? Did I do it? Oh, I did it. It's awesome. And then she runs off to tell her brother. So she's working on it. We're learning. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so this is my pattern. I'm using Pattern Keeper for the cross stitch. So I'll just tick off what I've done. This is the first I've really worked on it today. So. Alright, so I need more 420. I'm doing this like strip of pumpkins here. So I'm just gonna do all of the like leaves. But I can show you guys what it looks like. That's not what I wanted to do. You mock up. Here we go. Okay. So this is what the whole sampler looks like. Sorry, I got a little bit too close to the mic there. So it's got the usual text up at the top, the alphabets. It's got this center motif here with the little house and the people, which I redesigned to look like myself and Toot. So I've done the house and the people, but I haven't done the trees yet, or any of this, the clouds or anything. And then it's got this poem at the bottom. The harvest moon glows round and bold, in pumpkin shades outlined in gold. Beware what dare crawls up your sleeve, for 'tis the night called Hallows Eve. I just really like it. Thank you so much for the hydrate, too. And I hope you guys are remembering to hydrate with me, please. I've got, this is Gatorade. I just finished off a smoothie right before stream. And then I don't have emotional support Bepsis. I have emotional support Dr. Pepper. Hi, Orchid. Moon says Anna's dad has emotional support diabepsis. It is emotional support diabepsis. Like, it's more than a drink. It's a way of life. It's a mood. It's a movement. I'm sorry your phone was being silly, Orchid. But welcome back. You're here. We love you. And Orchid says Eric has emotional support diabepsis but won't admit it. Well, I mean, he must be manly and, you know, not need emotional support anything. So where's the next one starting? Sometimes when I don't notice phone is being silly, then I keep chatting away with you guys, but none of it actually ever says, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like you're muted, your mic is muted in chat, and you're just talking away. I was doing that earlier. I was chatting away. My mic was totally muted. Don't worry, Orchid, I would never ignore your comments. So yes, I hope you guys are hydrating with me. I hope that you are comfy and cozy and enjoying this lovely Friday evening. If you've got any big plans for the weekend, let me know. Orchid says, even if you did, I'm sure there would be a good reason. Aw. I love that it just, my random noise of boop a doop boop boo, it just popped up as pretty. Okay. Sure. Sorry guys, give me one sec. I'm trying to still trying to work out the captions and trying to figure out what makes them work and what makes them not work. Oh. Orchid says, I'm going to a housewarming party. Oh, that's so fun. And Vampaza asks, I've been catching up with your YouTube videos. Have you decided to do a Mirabilia? I am not going to do one right now. I have found the Mirabilia that I love, that I was talking about, the Ophelia one. So if I were to do a Mirabilia, that is the one that I would do. But at the moment, she's pretty far down the project list. Moon says, I keep wanting to look at Mirabilias. They are so incredibly not attractive. What's the word? I really, yeah, I find that they are all beautiful in some way, but it really took me a while to find the one that was like, okay, this one I have to make. It says, but also danger. Yeah, definitely also danger. And Vampaza says, I fell in love with that one when you showed it. It'll definitely be a later down the line one for me as well. Yeah, I think it's going to happen at some point. But not anytime soon. I've got so many projects in my queue. I've got so many projects that I own. So many patterns that I own that I really want to do. But if I was in a position where I could get my hands on that particular chart, I would probably snap it up. Sammy J. Stitches, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you could join us. You were very picky with your first mirror. Now you have like 4 finished and 3 on the go. Yeah. The ones that really get me. So like the fancy ladies and the fancy dresses, I'm like, yeah, they're pretty. The mermaids. For me, it's the mermaids that I can see becoming a problem. It's the mermaids, and then Stargazer I also really like. But yeah, I'd love to hear about your mirrors. Which ones you've done, what's your experience been with them. So Mirabilia is it's a design house in cross stitch that specializes in fancy ladies. So often very beautiful women in these huge gorgeous dresses, or beautiful mermaids with long flowing fins, and fairies with these gorgeous wings, that kind of thing. You've done Lady of the Flag? Wow, that's some commitment there. Did you do her as is? I know there's a very popular conversion that changes some of the colors. And Lilith of Labrador is the mermaid you're working on. Ooh, that's nice. The one that just came out is quite lovely. The someone's wife? The sea merchant's wife, I think. Vampaza says, I was never into mermaids, but then I saw some and I was like, dang, I might need some. And you like the fairy ones? Yeah. There is a mermaid piece I have on my to-do list. In my queue. Not a Mirabilia, but very gorgeous. And that one is going to be happening. You did her in the original colors, but on a dark purple fabric, so she pops. Nice. I think I read somewhere that Lady of the Flag is the most sought after Mirabilia. Oh, and a hair conversion to brunette. Nice. Yeah, if I were to do Ophelia, there's a conversion I like that just turns her head from one angle to another. So I'd do that, and then I would probably change the hair a little bit and make it like a two-tone ombre with some blue in it. So that's how I like my women. Blue with pronouns. Blue haired with blue hair and pronouns, not actually. The sampler piece. So like I said, samplers with a twist are kind of probably my favorite genre of cross stitch pattern, or like, you know, the sampler style, but with something different about it. So I'm really happy about this one. I recharted the whole thing from the magazine because, first of all, the magazine patterns don't go into Pattern Keeper. So if I wanted it to be Pattern Keeper compatible, I would have had to rechart it anyways. And also, it was originally written for, I think, 32 count linen, and some of the stitches were, so most of it was over 2, which would have been fine. It would have been about the same size. But then some of it was over 1. So it would have been like a lot of me doing like half and quarter stitches on a larger count Ada, which is not, that's not a fun time. It's just not a fun time. So I rewrote it with only full stitches. And I also redid the color palette a little bit because the original color palette, while it did provide DMC equivalents for most of them, it was almost entirely Weeks Dye Works and another brand of hand dyed. So I just redid the color palette for DMC, and I'm still kind of working on the color palette because I did the color palette before realizing what color Ada I was going to use. I'm using this like kind of dark coffee. And one of the colors was the exact same color as the Ada. So I was like, I'm just going to switch that out. It was actually this color for the Y and the Z here. So I was going to go darker, but then it would have been pretty much the same as the 420 here. So I actually went lighter, and I kind of like how it looks. The recharting was a bit of an undertaking, and I don't think I'd do it again. I think I would be more likely to just go and find another pattern that I like that was similar, because at the time that I pulled this one, it was kind of before I discovered Etsy and the wonderful world of Owl Forest. I completely skipped a row back here. Well. Carly is currently asleep with her chin on the sweater I was just knitting. Oh, no, she woke up when I said her name. Sorry, baby. I'm sorry, Bubby. I'm really enjoying the process of stitching the sampler too. It's the first one that I've actually stitched. And I'm enjoying, because it is repetitive, but it's repetitive but slightly different. Because each band obviously is a little bit different. And each letter is a little bit different, but it's still kind of the same motion, the same shapes, the same motifs. And I am hoping to get this done this month. It came up as my WIPGO call for both numbers. And then it also, 13 was called, which is a free space. So I think I'm just going to fill in my free space with finish this project. So I think it's doable. Especially if I don't start any more cross-stitch projects. That therein lies the rub, is don't start any new cross-stitch projects that are gonna squirrel me away from this. Moon, why are you concerned? Do you doubt my ability to not start new projects? I finished a project yesterday and I didn't start a new one. Look, I know I literally have starting a new project on the wheel for today, but... Yep, I'm a skinwalker. I'm not actually DH. Thank you so much for the hydrate, Moon. Oh, and a spin as well. Thank you for the hydrate and the spin. Everybody don't forget to hydrate with me. All right, I'm just gonna do these little stitches to finish off this motif. And then we will switch projects. Actually, before we spin the wheel again, do you guys want to see the stuff that I finished the last few days? I pulled them out to show you and completely forgot to show you. An emphatic yes from Moon. Yes, I have 2 finishes from the last few days. I finished one on Tuesday. It was either Sunday or Tuesday, because I finished it right as Moon's stream was starting, and I can't remember if it was Sunday stream or Tuesday stream. I think it was Sundays. And then the other one I finished just yesterday. Kasha also requests a finish parade. Okay, it's going to be a very short parade, guys. All right, so, oh, Sunday didn't happen. That's right. So it was Tuesday. Okay. So first finishes yesterday. It's a, thank you for the squirrel mirage. This is a little one from the Witchy Stitcher. The pattern originally called for just white, black, and like a rusty orange color. So I switched out the orange for my favorite color, 906. And then the text is in white. The ghosts are actually glow in the dark. So I want to try and get a good picture of those. But yeah, I love the way that the green just pops. It's really cute. So I have to figure out a good little way to frame this because I didn't leave myself a whole lot of space at the top. But yeah, this was a fun little finish. So yeah, Witchy Stitcher. It's part of a collection of patterns that were like mini crafting themed ones. I love them. And then the bigger, so that one only took me like 3 days to do. So the bigger one I finished is my Slow Down from Mama Witch Cross Stitch. Here's the little guy. I love him so much. He's so cute. So this is Mama Witch Cross Stitch. Originally the pattern had a wreath that went all the way around, but I decided not to do the wreath. Honestly, I was not going to do the wreath because I was trying to fit another project on the rest of this piece of Ada. It's not going to work. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other half of this Ada because it's so beautiful. I might do another Mama Witch that I have on my list that's like 2 possums having tea. And then I would have like the 2 possums and then the turtle coming to bring them tea. Vampaza says, yes, I remember when you started this. Yeah, I started this for 24 hours of cross stitch. So again, another really fast finish for me. And this project actually was my first time doing 18 count. So 18 count means that there are 18 little boxes to the inch. The other projects I have been working on previously were 14 count, so that's 14 boxes to the inch. So I've never worked on like a higher count before, and it was really fun actually. Like I really like it. I really love how neat all the little stitches look. But I did find that when I was getting towards the end and I was like filling in spots that already had stitches around them, it was really hard to get my needle through. So I might need to try some smaller needles, something like that. But yeah, so that's my other finish. Little cute boy. I love the little mushrooms. They're really sweet. Yeah. So yeah, those are my 2 finishes from recent days. Right. With Early's assistance, we are going to spin the wheel again. So let's go. Nope, that's the wrong screen. This is the screen I wanted. Let's spin that wheel. No sound for some reason. Oh. Okay. We have a winner. We're going to work on Usagi again. Yay! So if I bring this up, and then I bring this up. Okay. All right, we're doing some more knitting. Moon feels like she's skewing the wheel results. Nope, the wheel knows. The wheel is truly random. It doesn't feel random all the time. But it is truly random. The nice thing about this is this lace pattern is really, it's only it's an 8-row repeat, but every other row is a rest row, so it's only 4 rows to memorize, and it's really intuitive. So I don't actually need a pattern until I kind of finish the sleeve, which is great. So I can just pick it up and go. The only thing I have to do is remember to slip that first stitch to get that selvage for sewing, because I don't always do that. Early, you decided to settle here. Don't give me angry tail because the yarn is touching you. Anyways. So yeah, the little turtle guy I started for 24 hours of cross stitch, which was not last weekend, but the weekend before. And actually on Wednesday, I put up my vlog from that weekend, which ended up being longer and a little bit stranger than I anticipated. But if you're interested in 24 hours of cross stitch and just kind of that community event, definitely go check out the vlog. It's the most recent video on the YouTube. There is another thank you, Moon and Toot, both jumping on that link. We've got another episode of the Cozy Cast coming up on Wednesday. And then there will be a video the following Wednesday, but I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. I'm working on a couple of things, so yeah. Fun stuff happening on the YouTubes. I'm liking the 1 video a week schedule. I do not know how people do, like, the gaming content channels that put out a video every day. It's so much work. I'm so sleepy. The other thing that's helping this be an easy knit is the lace is quite easy to read. Good morning, Morgan. Morgan accidentally took a 2-hour nap, but you're here now and you feel great. Awesome. I'm so glad you could join us. The lace is very easy to read. It's got this little cable detail along the edge here, which I cable without a cable needle, so that's one less thing to manage. And then but basically every time I cable, I also increase a stitch, and I'm cabling every other right side row, so it's really obvious to tell when I need to cable. So just the different parts of the pattern work together really well to remind me of what I need to be doing on that row. So yeah, I don't know if I'm back to knitting full time. I don't know if it's going to be back to more knitting with a little bit of cross stitch, or if we're still going to be mostly cross stitch with a little bit of knitting. I'm not sure. I'm still in the scientific testing phase of how my hands feel after a session of knitting, how my shoulders feel, how my joints feel. But switching to straights has so far been much easier on my body and made it I don't even know if I'd say more enjoyable experience, but I don't know. And also it could be just the novelty of it. My ADHD brain needed the novelty of the challenge of doing something on straights when I've been used to doing everything in the round. The yarn I'm using is Drops Baby Merino in Petrol, I believe is the name of this color. And it's absolutely lovely. Like I said, I don't use acrylic a lot when I'm knitting. I don't use wool a lot when I'm knitting. I mainly stick to acrylic. But because this is for someone who doesn't have a sensitivity to wool, I decided to branch out. Yes, it's in moon blue. Exactly. And I'm really enjoying it. It's got this lovely like twist to it and a really nice amount of like spring. So it's just really like swooshy. So I'm hoping tomorrow to get some tests in with the knitting sheath and see if that might be the missing piece. Because if I can figure out how to make knitting more comfortable without the hand tremors, I think that'd be really good for me. Because I have been missing it. You guys know, especially knitting socks for myself. I've been missing that. Of course, it does mean that I will have to learn to get better at sewing. Oops. Because, of course, making stuff in the round is a very good way to avoid having to do any sewing at all in your projects. But I am confident in my mattress stitch abilities to make a nice even seam. Now, anyways. After much practice. Change the vibes from Melody. Thank you. And welcome in. So glad you could join us. All right, let's change up some vibes. Formerly Mirage. Okay, you changed the name to match Discord. Awesome. Got it. Okay, so not welcome back. Welcome. Hello. I'm okay. Let's get our little hedgehog buddy in. I have unlocked all of the different colors of Hedgelog, so let's go with Shadow the Hedgelog. Oops. Here we go. Gotta get all of my windows back up. Gonna hydrate as well while I'm at the end of a row. Curly's killing me. She's too cute. She's got her chin now resting on the stack of cross stitch. Oh. Thank you for the hydrate too. She says this music sounds vaguely like Hades, and now she wants to play. Yes, if you are a Supergiant fan, Hades is on sale on Steam for ridiculously affordable. It's a very good roguelite based on Greek mythology. Toot's been playing a lot of it and streaming it to me today. It's been very fun to watch, and it's such a good game. The music is good, the characters are good, the story's good. As one of our friends, Yasha, said, it's so gay. We do love gay. We love gay here. So actually, guys, we usually go to 8:30, but like I said, it's really hot in here, and we've got a storm rolling through. I'm not feeling my best, so I think I'm going to finish up this row, and then we're going to wrap up stream. Sorry for the shorter stream, but I know many of my peeps are chronic illness people as well, so you get it. Yes, like Moon says, take easy, also important. But I hope I've given you a little bit of a chill way to start off your weekend. And if you are up to anything exciting, please share with us. We love hearing about your lives and your projects and what's going on with you. The best way to stay in touch with the community is definitely through the Discord, which I will put up a link for in a moment, because right now Nightbot is reciting Our channel motto: run fun. Can no run, no fun. Take easy, also important. Eat healthy. Tie laces. Sleep only on left side. I want to thank you. You are very welcome for streaming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for dropping by and spending a little bit of time with me. Benpazi says, thanks for stream. Very good vibes. I'm glad you enjoyed the vibes. I strive for vibes. Marcus says, yes, I'm happy I got to see a part of your knitting. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm really happy I've been able to get back to knitting, and I'm going to be posting more of my science experiments in the Discord and on the YouTube as I figure out a way to make knitting work for me and my hands. Charles says it was nice, got a lot of my embroidery done. Oh, fantastic. I'm so glad. So Toot is putting up a bunch of links both on YouTube and Twitch. You can follow me on either YouTube or Twitch for the live streams. YouTube, of course, is going to have the extra videos. Like I said, we've got one going up on Wednesday. That is the Cozy Cast. And if you haven't watched it already, the one from this past Wednesday is my 24 hours of cross-stitch vlog, which I just had a lot of fun with. And if you want to further support the stream, buy our kiddos some treats, give Erdy some treats, you can support us through Etsy or Coffee. You can check out the link tree for all the different ways to support us that way. And as always, you can join the Discord. We swap animal pictures, we share crafting tips, we talk about games, that kind of stuff. And Paza says, it was nice to work on cross stitch with y'all. It was nice to work to hang out with you as well, Vampaza, and I got a little bit of work done. Lynn says, thank you for the stream. You are so welcome. And yes, Toot says, thank you everyone for joining us. So I will put up the official schedule on Sunday as usual, but it's probably going to be Monday and Friday next week. As far as I can tell, it's going to be Monday and Friday next week, 6:30 Eastern on Twitch and on YouTube. So with all of that said, I want everybody on Twitch to say goodbye to everybody on YouTube. Everybody on YouTube say goodbye to everybody on Twitch. We're going to end the stream on YouTube. Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. I will see you in the Discord. I'll see you in Twitch. I will see you in the live streams. And as always, me and Early will see you in our hearts. All right. Bye, YouTube. Bye-bye.